Today on the Believe Retreat for Women, we are going to be talking about how to push through creative block and stay inspired. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Believe Retreat. I'm going to pass it on over to my friend Joanna, and she's going to tell you what we're going to do today.
Hello, everyone. So much for taking some time out of your busy lives to tune in here every Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Here with the Believe Retreat, we slow down, and that our lives, our busy lives can distract us from what's really important. And then we end up spending time in negative relationships and situations for too long. That leads to burnout and poor physical and mental health. So, what is going to help us to get out of these negative situations? It's empathy, curiosity, creativity, clarity, and laser focused action. I'm here with my co host. You just met Francine Julene. Give them some love, a shout out, Francine. We also
Hello,
have with us
everybody.
Heidi Aderman. Yes. Hi,
Hey.
Zelin. Hi, Zelin, the Igniter. And we will be introducing to you Lorna, who has a fantastic creative performing art studio, the Asbury Performing Arts Studio. We will get to know Lorna a little bit better. And basically, when we get together as Believe Sisters and our special guests, oh, by the way, I'm Believe Sister Joanna Tress. But I just want you to know we always focus on our vision for what we want to create in the world for ourselves and those around us. And when every time you tune in, we want to help you to get in tune with your mind, your heart, and your body, and that gets us put your survival brain at rest and checking in with a little mindfulness. So we feature a fractal of the day. Now, technical difficulties might get in our way, but let's give it a shot. Heidi, tell us about this fractal business.
Okay. So fractals are pretty cool to look at. They've got this pattern that just keeps continuing over and over again. You can notice like different variations in the color and the way that the shapes keep repeating each other and how they make other shapes within the shapes. And so what's really cool about fractals is if you take a look at one of the pictures, you can really just take a moment and reset that crazy thinking that well, when you feel like you're going absolutely mad when yeah, and it happens a lot with creatives. And so last week we had some problems with this picture showing up, and so we're just going to do a little experiment with this again and see if this works out. So this is an example of a fractal. So before we get started, we want to get rid of all of the crazy brain of whatever else happened today and just focus on the picture. It's showing the Believe logo, is what I'm hearing. Okay, hold on a second. Joanna says, let's focus on the leaves. Joanna, can you do a fractal on the logo? Well, okay, great. We can focus on the logo. Because the point of this is, if you want to interrupt whatever the crazy chatter it is in your brain, and it's time for you to sit down and create, it's time for you to sit down and focus. If you visually just focus on an image, just for even 2 minutes, and every time you catch yourself focusing on something else other than that, you go, okay, no, it's okay. Come back here. Let's focus on this image. So either right now you're seeing a picture of a fractal or you're seeing a picture of our Believe Retreat logo. Either way, whatever it is that you're looking at, I want you to focus on the colors that you see right now. What colors are you seeing? How vibrant are those colors to you? What patterns do you see? Either in the leaves of our logo or the leaves of the fractal that you're currently seeing. What are you noticing about the shades of the colors? What do you notice about the pattern or the lack of pattern that's going on? Taking a moment just to focus on your vision, on what you smell, on what you hear, what you touch, and what you taste can help you reset the way that you view yourself, others, or certain perspective. And this is very helpful from the perspective of creative when it's time for you to sit down and create. And today, what we're going to be talking about is how do you sit down and create when you really don't feel like it? How do you push through that creative block? You've got deadlines. There's important things for you to do. How are you going to push through that? So now that you've taken a couple of minutes to either look at the beautiful fractal picture that I had or at our beautiful logo. I don't know. I think our logo is pretty cool. Now we can start to shift and we can start to look from the right side of the brain.
Let's get some
And we
feedback.
can start looking at some of the creative perspectives. Right. Joanna, I would like to know right now, when it is time for you to sit down and create, what is your process to overcome creative block?
The first thing I want to do is make sure I have oxygen in my body. I get up outside. It's usually Florida sunshine. I walk, I breathe in deeply. I change the light that's moved so I can get blood flowing. I'm breathing in just as I can into the lungs and just energy with more oxygen, more energy, more blood flow. And that helps to put me into a creative zone. And secondly, besides the moving, dancing, whatever that idea is, just to prime the pump, just get it ready. So that's physical movement followed by pen and paper. That usually does it for me.
All right. Awesome. What about you, Lorna? When you get stuck in a creative block, you work with dance students. Maybe tell people a little bit more about what it is that you do on a regular basis, and then how do you overcome creative block?
Sure. So, on my scene, like in the dance world, a lot of the times what we run into isn't necessarily like this harsh, strict deadline, though we do have them, but it's hitting that we have to create so many pieces within a short amount of time. You know, beginning of the competition season starts and you need 15 dances out in the next 3 to 4 months. And then same with recital season later on, like you need X amount of dances done in that time. So I found for me, staying creative and keeping these dances looking different is one of the most challenging parts of it. A lot of the times, I have to remind myself that one, it doesn't have to be perfect right off the bat. So just getting something out there, getting a draft, getting an idea goes a long way. And a lot of the times, too, you can build off of that, not only from yourself, but inspiration from the world around you. And if there's really something that I'm stuck on, I go to my colleagues and I ask them and I tell them, like, hey, I'm trying to reach this goal in my creative process. I am stuck here. Do you have any recommendations? Am I overthinking it? What's going on that I can't see because I'm too caught up in this right now? And I think that's the key as creatives is that we get too much in our heads. We're judging ourselves too much. So just like Joanna was saying, taking that break and going for a walk, getting some fresh air, and getting yourself back in that creative mindset is one of the best things you can do to keep creating stuff without hitting those blocks as hard.
All right. Awesome. I love that. So, Francine, I want to hear your answer to this question.
Usually, when I hit a creative block, I stuck in something that just isn't clicking in my mind at that time, but I'm still in the creative mode. So, for instance, if I'm in the middle of writing a new book and I can't figure out what I want to call this character and what this character's backstory is, and it's just not coming to me, I'll meditate or I'll go do something fun. Because if you think about it, all meditation is calming your brain and thinking positive. And what is more positive than going out and having some fun? So if I don't have time or if I don't have any peace and quiet in the house to meditate properly, then I'll just go out and play with the dogs. I'll go out and join in on whatever the noise is going on around me and get my mind off of what I'm blocked on. And 99 out of 100, I'll come back, sit behind my computer, and everything will come to me if it didn't come to me while I was out playing. And then another thing too is I'll find something else that needs to be done that's more fun or that's easy. For instance, if I am working on a website and the technical part of it is really getting on my nerves because I'm not really a techie, when those technical parts block me, which in a way is creative too, because I'm trying to find a creative solution for something that I don't know how to do. When I get blocked like that, I'll go into Canva and create all the graphics I need. Then when I come back and I start uploading the graphics, eventually I'll either hit on the button I was looking for and couldn't find, or all of a sudden it'll just pop into my head how to do it. or I'll have calmed down enough to realize it's not the end of the world and ask for help. So I think what Lorna said really is a factor here. Sometimes we just need to know when to ask for help.
Yeah, I really love that, and I want to explore like even on a deeper level, like how do you guys distinguish between actually needing a break, like you're burnt out, and then pushing through a block, like the difference? Am I burnt out, or is this just something that I really need to push through right now? Joanna, what do you think about that question?
Yes, in that case, when we're blocked, I believe it's because there are some emotions that need to be processed, powerful emotions. And sometimes you can sort of force that, push it because you're stuck, right? I call it cinema therapy. I want to watch a full length feature film. It's got to be a cycle, full length, okay? Reels for the shortened attention span. You don't get that full arc of that emotional experience that you need to have. That's profound, that's deep. Um, that's either that pathos, okay, on one level, or something that's just so fantastical and fun and just so far away from your everyday life that takes you to that other extreme, that other place of emotional engagement. So I call it cinema therapy. I need to laugh, I need to cry, I need to think, I need to get scared, and just have a range of a gamut of good emotions, a good cry, whatever it takes, something to be, oh no, you didn't. So I can shake myself up with that emotional arc. And for me, I call it cinema therapy, but then it could also be YouTube karaoke, the YouTube disco dance off, and just dance it out. But it has to do with shaking up my emotions and clear something, let something pass through, and that usually opens up that block for me.
Awesome. So, Lorna, what about you?
It can be really hard to distinguish the difference between like burnout or just needing to push through because you're almost there. A lot of the times, I kind of treat it the same in the beginning. I take a break, you know. Most of the time, I have notoriously done something like right at the deadline and just had to push through no matter how I was feeling. But I've learned from that and I try to start earlier on. So if I hit these roadblocks, I have a chance to work around them. So a lot of the times, the first step I will do is I will decide I'm at a good enough point for today. If that's no inspiration, if it's ideas, good or bad, like we've done our work for today and I take a break. I go do something else completely unrelated, kind of like watching the movie or karaoke or anything like that. And I let that be okay because I don't want to be stuck on it. No great creative ideas come from being negative about it. Uh, After that, when I've had this break, is kind of when I can distinguish if I am at a block or if I need to just push through. If I have a break and I come back into it and I'm still in this negative mindset and I still have no clue and it's just digging me into a deeper hole, I'm at a block and I need to continue my break without being harsh on myself because it's okay to need breaks. It's okay to be at these blocks, and to achieve these goals, like as creatives with deadlines and in the fields that we are in, uh, we need our final product to be decent and not something that we just spit out and we're going to regret later. So ultimately, I take a day off, see how things are going, and then from there I determine if this is a block and I just need to stop for a little while longer, or if I need to push through because I feel better about it and I feel like I can come up with better ideas then.
Awesome. Awesome. And now, Francine, I really want to hear from you on this.
When I feel blocked, I know that it's something, somebody is trying to tell me that something about what I'm doing isn't right. For instance, this book you see in the background, The Magic Library, I started with a publisher and the book lagged and nothing happened. And for a year, it felt like it was going nowhere. That was a real block. And what it was, the universe was telling me I wasn't with the right publisher. If I was still with that publisher, I would still be blocked. The key to getting unblocked when there's something emotional or when there's something that's just not right is figuring out what the root cause is. I had to really dig deeply inside myself and figure out the root cause of why I was sticking with a relationship with a publisher that wasn't working anymore. Why was I holding on for dear life to something that wasn't holding on to me? And then I remembered I held on to a failing marriage like that years longer than I should have because I just didn't want to give up. And then I realized moving on is not giving up. I just had to get myself out of that bad relationship and move into the good relationship. And my new publisher is absolutely amazing. And I'm feeling the success of being in a situation that is where I am supposed to be. So just keep in mind that sometimes that block is telling you something and you just need to take the time to listen, whether you meditate, whether you write in your journal, whether you take a nap and think about and don't think about it, or take a long walk and let the universe talk to you. Whatever your method of getting inside yourself, blocking off the negative thoughts of this isn't working. Oh my God, when are we going to finish it? I'm so mad at them because they didn't do their part. And just really saying, you know what? This is okay. This means that something else is coming that's bigger and better. Something else is there for me. And I just need to figure out what it is. So just remember that sometimes that block isn't a bad thing. It's telling you it's time to move on and take another direction.
Oh gosh, Francine, I love that. That was a great message. And so now the next segment of this is I mean, there's a lot more we could talk about this, a lot more, but we only have 30 minutes. And so, what we decided to do as part of the Believe Retreat is not only get together weekly, where we kind of talk about some of these um, hurdles that we run into as creatives and how we've kind of overcome them. But we also want you to have a chance to express how you've overcome them. And we want to continue these conversations throughout the week. So the first question has been posted in our group, and I thought it was still scrolling. So hold on just a second. I'm going to put this on the bottom. Oh, yeah, there it is. The shortened link as requested from last. So bit.ly/believe community, that will take you straight there. It's you're gonna have to log in, but no problem. You can add any information you want about your profile, and then you get to communicate in these conversations that we're having about the different things that make it difficult to be a creator. And the idea that we're having here at the retreat is it doesn't have to be difficult. And when you have a mentality of we can figure it out, and when you have a group of other creatives that, oh my goodness, we're going to think of some pretty creative ideas to figure out how we're going to get there. With those two things alone, you could have so much more impact than what you're having right now. So we encourage you to come check out the community. Come join us. We would really love to continue this conversation. And then also, in this next spot, we're looking for sponsors because not only are we doing a retreat every week, but we're going to do an in-person retreat in Jacksonville, Florida. And until we put our little commercial spot together to get everybody else excited about this, I thought that we would just talk a little bit more about why the three of us are excited about putting on this event. So, Francine, you're first. What excites you the most about our Believe Retreat?
What excites me the most is getting around a bunch of other creative people. We're going to connect with our inner children and really tap into that creativity we knew when we were children. And then we're going to do a vision boarding exercise to get us in the right mindset. And then we're really going to carry that through with some more creative workshops. And then after dinner, Joanna is going to entertain us with her songs. And then wait, it gets better. Have you ever done karaoke and crafts?
Uh, Not at the same
Not at the
time.
same time. This is when I went to Heidi and said, Heidi, I want to do a woman's retreat. I had no idea what it would look like, except that in one of my books, my characters went to a retreat, and I wanted it to loosely resemble that. In other words, meditation, crafts, dancing, and fun. And we have put that together in one package with a beautiful bow on it. The only thing we need now is you to join us.
Mhm.
That's right. And I can't wait till we Believe Sisters get together. I will be visiting Lorna at the Asbury Art Center and having a little fun, a little mini photo shoot for some upcoming events. And then Friday morning, it's Heidi and Francine and I are going to be going to a networking event together and some pictures as the Believe Sisters. So
Yeah, but you know what
there's
is
a
the
lot of
most exciting about this? It's the first
what's that?
time that the three of the Believe sisters have been in the same room together.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Physically, there's nothing
Isn't
like that energy when you're in the flesh.
That's
And
exactly it.
we are going to be recording in the hotel where the live event will take place. So we will have a video to show you of where it's going to be and the beautiful venue we chose for this retreat.
Embassy
It's a
Suites.
sneak peek time. That's right. Oh yeah. So okay, so lots of exciting things. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to visit our website. So hold on, let me change the scrolly thing at the bottom. There it is. Also shortened bit.ly/believe retreat. When you go to that website, you're going to find out information about our weekly stream, what topics we're going to be talking about in the future. You're going to find out more information about our upcoming in-person retreat. And you can get your tickets there. You can get your room tickets there. Find out all about that stuff all on
And
our website.
And you could become a sponsor and be a part of the show. We are looking for people. There's stage time available. You could have a table to show everybody what you do. You could have pages in our workbook. There's all kinds of special ways that you could get involved and share your creative juice with the world.
Yeah, I forgot to mention how much fun I was having working on putting the workbook together for this event. Like, we're going to have the coolest workbook ever. I showed it to one of my friends and she's like, could I just steal this one page? And I'm like, no, you have to buy the workbook. Like, maybe I'll give it to you for Christmas. I don't know. I'll think about it.
No, she has to come to the retreat. She has to come to the retreat to get the workbook.
Well, it's kind of complicated. But anyway, so anyway, we hope that you all are able to come to the retreat. And if anything, come back and visit us. Every week, we're going to be talking about a different topic that, yeah, it makes it kind of hard to be a creative. It makes it hard to create. So let's stop looking at all the hard options and look at all the options that make it easy.
I'd like to ask a question. If you are watching this in the replays, please in the comments put hashtag replay. Let us know you were here and ask us a question that you'd like us to answer in the future.
I love that. And for that matter, when you come into our community, there is a channel within there that if you have any suggestions about anything that you want us to be talking about in the future, put it in there and we will work it into the schedule. So I want to just thank Lorna Edwards for being with us today from Asbury Art Center. And man, she does such great things for the community. I don't think that we mentioned this part about how awesome her dance studio is, but sometimes, like a lot of the entertainment places, there's a lot of competition. And so one of the things that I really admire about their dance studio is they're welcoming to everybody. So if you just want to learn because you love to dance and you think that would be great, you're not thinking about competing. You're not thinking about being the best Dancing with Stars person or whatever. Her dance studio is a really, really great place to go. So let me just scroll that on there it is. Scroll their website on the bottom of the screen one more time so that you guys go check out Lorna and the awesome stuff that she's doing over there. And are you guys ready for a closing? Like, we didn't practice it again, but like I feel like I made the little like short video reminder and I was like, yeah, this is it. So from the head's over on this side of my screen. Is that where Joanna is?
Yes, let's start with the
Joanna's
mind.
over there.
Take care of the mind. Yeah, because
Yeah,
if you
from
can,
the head
To the heart.
yeah, to the heart, to the hands. We believe you can. And so we'll see you guys back here next week.
Next week.